Well, hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess, and we're celebrating 4 years on YouTube. Unbelievable, y'all. I can't wait for this year because 2026 is the goal busting year for us here at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, using the Resourceful Homestead as our backdrop. So I hope that you're enjoying that series. Let me know in comments what you think. And I want to welcome in KP Heathen. And I'm going to give you a shout out to all of our channel members. And I left the card. What did I do with the card? Well, I don't know what I did with my card. How about that? I had a card list of all my channel members, and I don't see it anywhere over here. So y'all forgive me this time. So what I'll do instead of shouting them out today is I'm going to put them in a community post today, sometime today or tomorrow, just so you know that I am thinking about you. I'm going by and checking out all of these wonderful channel members that support my channel. I don't believe I've lost my card. That's unbelievable. But I've got notes today, so we're going to get into those in just a moment. But I wanted to let you know that I truly, truly do support these channels as much as possible that support me. And that being said, we're going to get into the program. I'm super, super excited to be here today, folks, and to share with you the last year of our YouTube channel growth and get into some of the statistics with you and share a few things that is happening there. So let me see what's going on here. I don't want it on full screen. And I want the live chat up. So for some reason, my phone is not cooperating either. Don't you love when these things happen? Anyway, I'm going to turn that back around this way, and maybe it'll pop back up here in a short. Well, hello, Misha Lee. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. I got my mug of tea. I hope y'all have got your coffee or tea and are getting ready for this winter weather that's coming. Some of you are already experiencing it now, but we are supposed to be getting it starting tomorrow through the weekend. So we're not looking forward to this. Especially south of us, they're talking about ice. Ice is very dangerous, and they're talking up to 1 inch of ice, which can break power lines, tree limbs, and bring everything to a complete standstill. In our area, they're talking up to 10 to 12 inches, and north of us, they're talking up to 22 inches of snow. Unbelievable. We haven't had anything like this in about 10 years here in the South. Now, I lived for 10 years up in upstate New York. I was used to the blizzards and the snow piling up there, but I didn't like shoveling it. I sure am not looking forward to tracking out to the chicken coop and shoveling them out so that they can come out of the coops with this weather coming in. But we have made precautions, and we're getting ready for all the weather and how to take care of our birds so that they stay safe and warm. So I missed the channel shout outs because I can't find the card that I wrote them down on this morning. I have no clue what I did with it. But we're going to get into some of the statistics. Our views hit 192.5K last year. Unbelievable. I can't believe the number of views our channel is getting. This is wonderful news, although some of our views have fallen off because of the new schedule. So y'all keep watching and go hit some of those older videos if you haven't seen them, and help me out with the views and the watch time, because this transition period is going to last for about 6 weeks until YouTube's analytics catches on and starts pushing me out further into the YouTube world. We gained 7,763 new friends. I'm super, super excited about each and every one of you coming to join me on my channel. Hello, Leonard. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so excited that you're here today. Y'all be sure to hit the thumbs up and share this out. I do appreciate each share, each hype, each like, and all of your comments. I read each and every one of those, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. So how did my views find my content, or my viewers find my content? Shorts is #1 on the list. YouTube is actually using the shorts more, and viewer count is going to be more important. The impressions and viewer counts are going to be more important than the watch hours and the number of subscribers, believe it or not, in 2026. They actually started this back in September. Some of y'all may have noticed that your viewer numbers have dropped a bit. It's because of the analytic changes that YouTube is making to their setup. And I'm suffering with dry mouth this morning, so you're going to be hearing me kind of with a scratchy throat and drinking a lot of liquids. I also hit 2,700 subscribers. I'm so stoked about that. I'm pushing for the 3K. My goal is set on this. Y'all go check out the goal, but I'm hoping to do a 3K celebration. So I need those goals met in order to do the celebration, y'all. And I am donning a cross today. This was made by a 90-year-old man at our former church, and it's wood and its own leather. And when we became members, he gave us, each one of us, one of these crosses. And he passed away, and I still have the cross, so I'm excited to be wearing that today to show my faith. Thank you, Misha Lee. And hey, Christy, I hope you're going to be warm, because this weather is not going to be fun to get through after this snow comes. They're talking about -degree temps sometime next week, and I'm not looking forward to that either. And I'm very, very concerned about you, Christy. The next would be the browse feature. That brought in 11.1%, and that was 21,499 views. Then the YouTube search is 7.7%, and that brought in 14,901 views. So each one of these contributes to the number of views that I get on my channel. Oh, you're down in Alabama. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so glad, Christy. I was extremely concerned about you. Then we have YouTube channels that share each other out, and that brought in 6.3% of my total views, and that was 6,942. And then the external, that would be social media platforms like Twitter, which is now called X, Facebook, Instagram, and all the host of other ones that are out there, brought in 4.8%, or 9,163 views. And then the playlists that we make, and I have a lot of playlists, y'all. I have playlists that have collaborations that were open, so it contains other channels, and then I have playlists that are just my channel content. So playlists brought in 3.2%, or 6,170 views. So YouTube is changing how they do things. And so views and impressions are going to be extremely important. Watch hours and the number of subs, not so important. So they're probably going to be changing how channels become monetized. The audience and growth in the last 365 days, the views were 192,885. Now that's a little bit different than what I told you at the top. So this is more accurate, I think. And it was 66.2%, which is about the same number that I was getting. The subs net is 753, which means that I lost 10 of those new friends somewhere along the way. And YouTube does that. They will scrub your subscriber list, and they'll do it at least once a year, maybe more. If you're not active on my channel, you are likely not subscribed, so you need to hit that subscribe button and check that periodically to make sure that you're staying connected. Watch time in seconds, 19,734,164, or in hours would be 5,482 hours, which is up 9%. And that watch hours is over the 4-year period. Discovery and engagement. The click-through rate, or the CTR, as they like to call it, is 2.99%. I would like to see that number come up, but that's about average for most YouTube channels. The number of impressions is 1,159,016, and that is up 34%. So those are some of the statistics of our channel that we get off of our studio. And y'all, it doesn't stop there. My videos that have been watched the longest period of time and keep the person's attentions, I'm going to give you the top 5. I've given you some of these before, so y'all stick with me. Number 1 is the tiller unboxing. Y'all, I can't believe how much that has exploded. I think I have over 10,000 views on that video alone, which is wonderful for a small YouTuber like myself to see. I'd like to see my everyday videos get over 1,000 views. You know, right now I'm still an itty bitty channel because I'm not getting the views on my videos that I'm putting out. And y'all, I pour my heart and soul into each and every one of those videos. It's real life for me. And it's so vitally important that you watch the entire video. I'm not going to harp on that right now, but I will get back to that. Number 2, I have an unspecified white mass on my frontal lobe, and y'all, I have problems with my speech. And for those of you that have been around for a long time, thank you. And for the newbies, I hope that you understand that I'm going to flub up words, or I'm going to have a moment where I just stop because I'm trying to think of the word, or I'm absolutely going to say the word wrong. Number 2 was muscadine, from muscadines to shelf-stable muscadine juice. I was in awe of that. I thought, well, you know, I'm just in here canning, but they liked this video. Number 3 was the pantry reset, when I used the gallon jars and I cleaned up all that floor clutter I had in my pantry, and that was last year. Number 4 was 9 things I never throw away. And that got back to the old-fashioned frugal living that I like to do. And then number 5 was canning blackberry juice. So they like when you can juice. And I don't have one of those fancy juicers and all that. So I do the old-fashioned canning. I hope one day I get one of those fancy juicers. It will make my life much easier. So those of you in chat, how are you doing today? Let me know in chat. if you got your preps ready for all this winter weather that is coming in. I really would appreciate hearing from you and knowing that you are going to be prepared and safe. Our local stores, of course, is out of bread, milk, and eggs. My husband went and we were going to get a summer sausage to put in the fridge just in case the power goes out, to have something to snack on meat-wise. I'm going to get in here after this live today. I'm going to be boiling up some eggs to put in the refrigerator for the protein, and digging in my freezer to see if I've got any sausage or bacon that I can cook up and have it ready for us to just munch on. Hello, Stephanie Lynn. Welcome in. Welcome in. I love your channel, by the way. She gives us the gospel every single day, and such powerful messages, and I do appreciate you so, so much, my friend. Then we're going to be bunkered in from all this snow that's coming, so we don't know if we're going to have power or not. My husband's getting ready to hook up a propane heat source in our living room as a backup source that he started, but he didn't finish. So that's a goal going to be completed. And we're going to have to rearrange furniture and stuff to make sure there's a 3-foot space all around, because we don't want anything catching fire. I've got candles ready. I've got oil lamps. I've got to fill some oil lamps up. I have some that have oil in them. I really don't like filling them up until I absolutely know I'm going to need them. And we have pulled a lot of water. You're going to see that in Friday's video. Christy has cold rain. We're supposed to have ice storm here, but lots of prayer. The storm shifted 200 miles. Oh, wow. Well, I'll be praying because you're in that ice storm section. I'll definitely be praying. Pray for my daughters, because they're both in that ice storm section. I'm hoping that it doesn't produce any ice, but it depends. All depends upon the temperature in the atmosphere. Way up, it's got to be at least 15 degrees here for us to get snow. If it's above 16 degrees here, we can get sleet and ice. So we want to make sure that we're getting the snow. I'd rather dig through snow than have to deal with ice trekking out to the chicken coop. And it also means my husband will probably be off work unless one of his coworkers comes to get him, because they do not plow our road. So he couldn't make it down to the end of the road. So that's another issue, living in the country. And so we're just going to wing it and pray that God takes care of us through all of this. It is a little unsettling for me because I know what it's like to live through blizzards up north. And that would be like a blizzard down here to get 12 inches, because we're just not used to it down here. Yeah, Christy, we need to be praying that it won't be as severe as the models have been showing. And they've been changing the models for a week now on our local channels. We've been watching the Memphis channel and our local channel, and everybody's saying something different. So they really don't know what's going to be coming. So we need to be careful about, the weather outside. And that is an extreme weather emergency situation for homesteaders that have animals to care for. And it doesn't matter what the weather is, we still got to get out to those coops and take care of our birds. Also, any animals like your dogs that you have outside, you might want to bring them in, or at least make sure that they have plenty of hay in their houses to keep them warm and dry, because it's going to be really, really bad, I do believe. Things I'm bringing you in 2026 is a hands-on practical demonstration, homesteading and frugal living solutions. That's pretty much the core idea behind the Resourceful Homestead this year. The reason I came up with that is because we have got so many projects that we need to get done. And I told my husband, I said, we've got a 5-year window because he's not in his senior years yet, but I am, to get all of these projects done to make our senior years easier for us, so that we don't have to worry about certain things. Like last year, we put a new roof on our house because the roof was dry rotted pretty much. The Walmart here sold out of small propane bottles on Tuesday, but I got some from Tractor Supply before they ran out. That's wonderful, Christy. We actually have 2 100-gallon propane tanks that we can hook up to this propane heater, and it's going to be hooked up in front of our house. And I told my husband we may need to go and buy something to secure it so that we don't have thieves stealing our propane. But I'm not real thrilled about having propane tanks standing in front of my house. But you got to do what you got to do to survive. Yeah, our heat and air is all electric. Well, the heat part is propane, but it's electric igniter. Get that word right. And if you don't have electricity, guess what? You have no heat. So we have a great big 100-gallon or whatever gallon that is out there in the yard from our local energy source. And that heats our house during the winter months when we have electricity. So we are looking for ways that we can utilize solar power. We're looking for a home generator. I would love to be able to give a free review for a home generator. We're looking for water filtration systems, things like that, from companies to review. And we want to do it where they give us codes that give you a discount on your end. But it helps us save money by not having to go out and purchase these things. That was very generous of you, Christy, to give away your larger propane tank to a young couple with children. That is very, very nice of you. So are you living in Alabama now, or are you still going to come back to your property up here? While I'm waiting on that answer, I'm going to tell you about the new schedule. And some of you already know, but in case you're new here and you don't know, Monday and Friday, I'm dropping long form. I'm just tongue-tied today. Long form video content on Monday and Friday. Tuesdays are my podcast, which seem to be picking up momentum, and it's called Homestead Happenings. And I drop that every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. And you can watch it anytime once it's dropped. And I think it's really good. You can actually watch it, or you can listen to it while you're doing chores. And so I use B-rolls, or what they call background rolls, so that even if you don't watch it, you can hear what I'm saying. But for those that are watching, it gives you something to look at. And I'm really enjoying that series. I'm dropping a lot of information in there, a lot of knowledge that I've learned. I'm glad that you are planning on coming back. I'm glad that you didn't feel safe with no car and the living conditions for the winter. I was really, really, really concerned about you, Christy. And I was trying to figure out how we could help you. And we're still trying to figure that out. If we come across anybody that's giving away a car that's runnable, I'm going to put your name in the pot. So maybe that they will donate that to you, and maybe a new camper for you, or something that a better structure for you. Every third Thursday, I do my live stream, which you're seeing today, which is called Front Porch Fellowship. And the reason I named it that is because I want you to feel like you're coming to my house. And sitting down with me and just chit-chatting. You're going to see occasional shorts, and you're going to see a lot more community tab posts, because the days that I'm missing, especially, I'm going to try to put out something on the community tab so that we can keep the channel active and keep in touch. And I started a little thing that I'm doing, a little trivia on some antique items or vintage items. And I did one Wednesday, so go by there and check that out. And Wednesday, you're not supposed to tell what the item is. You're supposed to give an off-the-wall use for the item, but it's really unique. It was actually gifted to me just recently, and I thought, wow, I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was for. I really didn't. So that is the schedule. Don't forget to go check out that community post, because I am contacting you through those community posts as much as possible. I'm going to try to up my shorts, because that's where the views come from. The most views are through your shorts, and then you connect your long form video to your shorts. That's what YouTube is suggesting that we do as YouTubers. So you're going to see more shorts. Right now, I can't get out there and film the chickens when the temperatures drop. My camera doesn't act right. So I have to find other things to fill in on the shorts. And right now I'm at a loss. I'll be honest with you. You're also going to see more member only shorts. I'm doing that to drive the memberships. I'm supposed to be putting out membership videos. My husband balked at that. He says, you put that out and you're not getting any views on it. Why are you doing it? Well, it's to bring up the memberships, but I'm not pushing the memberships, mind you. You do what is best for you, but we will be talking about that later on in this live. Ways you can catch me through social media. The community tab is number one. Facebook, X, and Instagram. And I don't post as much on Instagram as I do on Facebook and X, just so you know. And they all are the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Did you know that YouTube opened up viewer posts so that you can contact me through the community tab with comments, questions, and prayer requests? I'm waiting for the first one to come through, so somebody go right now and do this. Viewers can start discussions and share thoughts and channel topics. They can share media pictures and other relevant media to my channel, as long as it's within my channel theme. Others can engage in posts, including engaging with other viewer posts by leaving comments. I think it's exciting. It's kind of like Facebook used to be, where you put something out and they would comment underneath it, or they might comment on your page and tag you in it. And you just tag my channel when you do that. Please make sure you're still subscribed. I can't push this issue enough. YouTube does these purges, and they do it every year, and we don't understand why they do it, but they're getting rid of the dead subscribers, the ones that are not coming and watching your content, or they're getting rid of the spammers. We don't know exactly why they're doing it, but we know they're doing it. And my 2,700 has gone back and forth for the last week. Somebody has subscribed. They've never left a comment. And if you don't leave a comment, they will remove it. I don't understand that, but they do. That's the way they do it. So make sure you periodically check underneath any channel that you're watching that you are subscribed. Watch the video in full and leave your comments, because That's sending a message to YouTube that you are engaged, and it helps you to keep your subscription. Now we're going to get into some of the channel membership stuff. And I know it's boring for a lot of you, but it is important for me to share this information out. And I wanted to share this, especially on this 4th anniversary live stream, because I want to be engaged with the channel memberships program. Also, channel members, you need to verify your payment method is up to date if you are a member, to keep the loyalty badge and the number of months that you have been subscribed. I'd hate for you to lose it all. And I want to give a huge shout out to Tarsha at Triple Threat Firearms and Defense for having the longest membership with my channel. 28 months already, y'all. That's over 2 years. She has financially supported my channel. If you're enjoying channel membership perks like the custom emojis, just double check your auto renewal. And here's a quick troubleshoot if you're having problems keeping your subscriptions active. You subscribe to the channel and then it drops and you're like, well, I just subscribed to this channel. Or maybe you hadn't been here in a while and you come back and you realize, I'm not subscribed anymore. I thought I was subscribed. And I've done this on a number of channels myself. You can clear your cache or try a different browser. The mobile app versus the desktop. Mobile apps often fail more due to the App Store settings. Try using desktop if available. Also, when I've subscribed to a channel, I watch at least 3 videos in full. This sends a message to the YouTube algorithm, and it's a clear message that I'm interested in that channel's content, and then it'll start coming into my feed, and I can click on videos. Watching only 3 to 5 minutes of a video hurts my channel. We used to promote that. I'm not promoting that any longer because it does hurt our watch hours, which is how we get paid. We get paid by the number of advertisements that you watch. And there's several throughout that period of time. So we want those watch hours up so the money goes up, because that's my paycheck. And I really want my paycheck. Trust me. And right now, I'm only making $50 maybe a month. So it takes 4 months for me to get a $200 paycheck. Unbelievable. But I do want that paycheck to go up, because when my husband retires and has to go on Social Security, we want this income to kind of supplement what we're not getting in a paycheck. And we're going to be living strictly off Social Security because we have no savings whatsoever. We have tried for years to save money, and something always eats it up. And we are just living paycheck to paycheck like most Americans. Hello, Michael's Adventures. Welcome in. Welcome in. Also, for channel memberships, some banks will flag recurring digital subscriptions the first time. I had a lot of problems with that when I was subscribing to Amazon, and I had to physically go to the bank and say, yes, I want to pay for this, to get them to approve it on their end. And it's a safety factor because so many things are scams online these days. So let your bank know that you want the subscription. My channel members enjoy custom badges next to their names, custom emojis in the chat, member only community tab posts, and short videos. I'm not doing long form videos for them. I'm doing shorts. Shout outs in live streams or videos on the community tab. and on the video and on the community tab. I'll get it right here in a minute. Brain farts. There's 3 levels to choose from. My lowest starts at just 99 cents a month. I did that because I know how hard it is for some folks. I've been poor most of my life, and so I understand when you don't have extra money. And if you don't have the money, that's okay. There's free ways you can support me. Plus, you choose how long you support my channel. And it's a once a month recurring fee, and you can drop it at any time. Google takes care of that. We don't take care of any of that. And so I want to let you know that on the front end. I want to let you know, too, that I give out free memberships each month. I give out 10 free memberships so that you can see what I do for the members. And I don't get to choose who gets those memberships. YouTube does that. I appreciate all our channel members for their financial support because it helps me on my homestead. I pretty much have given up on doing giveaways right now because postage has gotten so high that I can't afford to send a package. It costs more in postage than some of the items in the packages. And so I tried doing just a digital gift card the last time I did a giveaway. And, you know, it's not much. $5 here, $10 there. I think my highest one was $25. Right now, we are struggling financially because my husband's hours at work have been cut. And so I couldn't do it this time. But that's okay. I still love you. And if you're coming here just to get a prize, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of channels out there that will give out prizes every week, and I don't know how they do it financially, to be honest with you. We are all living paycheck to paycheck. Another way you can support me is through Super Chats. And I'm looking for 10 Super Chats today, if possible. So y'all share this out. Get some folks coming in here. Don't forget to hit your thumbs on there and to leave a comment after the video is over. Come back and comment below the video. All those things help, and they're free. You are so vitally important to our homestead and our channel. I just cannot tell you how important you are. Here are some free ways that you support my channel. First and foremost, by subscribing to the channel. This sends the algorithms a message that you're interested in my content. And then watching full videos. Now, you can come and watch a full video, leave your comment, like it, and come back later and watch it a second time. That second time will tell the algorithms that you really liked that video, and it helps to get it pushed out into the algorithm. So that helps me. That helps me to grow. Your comments. I read each and every comment that you leave on my videos and on my live streams. And I appreciate each and every one of you for leaving those comments. And I try to answer all of them, but at some point I may not be able to. And I'll have to pick and choose which ones that I will leave a comment on. But it doesn't mean that I haven't read it. I will do the little heart icon on it just to let you know that I have read your comment. I like getting your questions. And I like answering your questions. We're going to do a Q&A towards the end of this. And I'm going to read off some of the questions. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. Liking the video, that's that thumbs up. That's really important. I mean, you can do thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't really matter. But that lets the algorithms know that you actually liked the content of the video or you didn't like it. There's a hype feature now. I don't think it's on the mobile phones yet, but they're trying this out. And if you hype the video, then you are sending a message to the algorithm that they need to push this further out. So y'all do that when you can. You get 3 free ones a week. Hey, KP Heathen, welcome in, my friend. And keep coming back. If you come back, it sends a message to the algorithm that you're interested in the content. Now, a lot of us that are channels will put you on a watch later list and watch you and go back and comment. I do that a lot because I want to keep that membership or that subscription active, and I want to help my channel friends out that watch my channel. Y'all, I got the wild hair going on today. I was going to wear it down, but then I got hot and I said, well, it's going up. Oh, the hype feature is available on cell phones. That's good to know. Thank you for telling me that, KP. Your continued support is so appreciated. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you watching. And I'm going to share some things that I learned from YouTube with you, and hopefully you will find out more about me when I tell you some of these things. Let me get my tea in me because it's getting cold. My favorite 3 guys, the 3 Stooges. We have a Me TV channel because we have analog TV. And every Sunday they show the 3 Stooges, and I get so happy when they're on because I sit there and literally laugh. Hey, Sarah's Happy Hives, welcome in, y'all. I'm not even hitting y'all to go and watch your channels. I'm going to have to do that before I leave the YouTube studio or the StreamYard studio, because for some reason my phone is not letting the chat come up. We really have the best community on YouTube. I truly believe this. The homesteading community is above and beyond awesome. And I don't care if your genres are different than mine. I will watch your channel if you're watching mine. Honestly, I will. But I really want to brag on the homesteading community because so many people are being drawn to our way of life. And we learn from each other. We glean from each other. We support each other. We pray for each other. And we have made a community. We may never face each other face to face, but we can still support one another and become friends. And I have built this YouTube platform, my content, on friendship, because at the time that I started this, we were going into the Cavovo, you know, that dreaded Cavovo. And, you know, I'm a stay-at-home wife. I don't work any longer because of the disabilities, and loneliness crept in, and I really wanted a way to reach out and make friends, and I have, and I am so grateful for that. And I'm blown away just knowing that there's 2,700 of you that really like me, and I appreciate that so much. Sarah, thank you so much. You are so dear to my heart and always in my prayers. Thank you especially for the prayers. It's so important that we pray for one another. Of course, you know, building friendship, that was number 1 on my list. I wanted to build those friendships and have eye-to-eye contact with people. And, you know, I wanted them to feel like they were always welcome in my home. And I hope I've done that. I'm not the best at presenting things, I have discovered, but, you know, we learn as we grow. Overcoming my disabilities. Y'all, I have the speech impediment caused by an unspecified white mass on my frontal lobe. I trip over words. I lose my train of thought. I have blank stares trying to search for words. And reading is really difficult for me, reading out loud. So I try to practice reading out loud and trying to get through a video without too many bloopers. I don't cut it out, though. I want y'all to see the real me. Now, occasionally I'll cut out something if it's really, really bad or if it's really, really boring. But I'm giving you the real me 100% of the time. Building courage to face my other challenges like ankylosing spondylitis, lupus, tachycardia attacks, diabetes, and I'm doing it head on. These challenges are life-altering, all of them. Ankylosing spondylitis is when the vertebrae in your back over time glues together and gets stiff and you can't move it, and you see that hump, and you may have seen people walking and they're walking bent over because they have ankylosing spondylitis. I'm one of the lucky ones that have it all over my body, and a lot of times I have bone spurs because of it. So I call it the dinosaur disease. But I call myself a dinosaur because of this disease, and it is hereditary. It's tested through x-rays and blood tests. I developed lupus from a medication. Guess what? For the ankylosing spondylitis. And then I developed tachycardia when I was in the hospital with Cavovo pneumonia from the med that they gave me in the hospital, and it also damaged heart valves. So I have two diseases that are drug-induced. I have diabetes. Diabetes runs in my family on both sides, and it has a lot to do with the American diet, which we had no clue what they were putting in our food. The number of synthetic things that they're putting in our food. Now they're putting bug powder in our food. So we don't eat a lot of store-bought foods anymore, which really cut down on our grocery bill. We're eating natural organic foods, and most of them are grown by us. We have an organic meat source that we're getting meat from. We buy produce and canned goods from the Amish community. That's our food source. Hello, Dee's Garden Adventures. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. So with all these autoimmune diseases, there are days when I just don't feel good. I may be completely worn out and need to sleep all day. That's one of the reasons I have changed my scheduling. It was a lot of work to put out 5 full videos a week and then do shorts on the weekend. It was just too much for me to handle any longer. So I'm going to try it this way. I may drop down to 1 video a week plus the podcast and the once a month live. We're going to see. We're going to play it by ear. I am still actively trying to lose weight. I am about 75 pounds down, and I'm holding right in that area. It fluctuates a little bit, but I would love to get an additional 60 to 75 pounds off. So I was 150 pounds overweight, just about. And I feel so much better. I have more energy. I'm able to do more things. And it just really has improved my health. And this is from me doing YouTube because it motivated me to get my life together. I spent years taking care of everybody else, and I did not take care of myself. And I am admitting that. One other issue that I deal with is polyneuropathy. I have polyneuropathy in both of my lower limbs and my feet. And y'all, it is awful. I don't wish this on anybody. I mean, it's one of those things that I could lose my legs if I don't get it under control. So I am actively taking supplements to help with that. The nerve damage is real. And I know that there's something out there that's going to help me to refire those nerves in my lower limbs. I just have to find it. I'm exercising more. I'm chasing chickens twice a day. That's a chore in itself because that's an hour in the morning and sometimes an hour in the evening trying to get those chickens to go up. And so I'm chasing chickens. I am doing physical stretches and exercises, chair exercises a lot because I have a herniated disc in my lower back and I can't do a lot of the physical lifting and so forth, but lifting that jars out of the canner, lifting those canners to dump them, I have built up my upper arm strength, even though I've got the old lady bat wings. Sharing a lot today, y'all. I'm sharing a lot. So exercise is so important. And, you know, for years, I'd get up and I just did what I had to do that day. And it would take me all day to get it done. Now it takes me twice as long to do the same things that I used to do. And it's because of age, I'll be honest with you. And I'm still extremely active. And I get a lot more done than a lot of people of my age. Personal growth. I am constantly learning new skills and sharing new recipes with you. Yeah, Christy, you're using a smaller canner. I have that big Bertha pot. Y'all, I couldn't tell you how many gallons of water goes into that thing when I'm water bathing. And I literally take a pot and scoop it off until it gets down low enough that I can pour it. And washing it, I have to turn it on its side and use the sprayer to spray inside because I couldn't get it in my sink. It's so big. And it takes up a lot of space. But I love it because if I'm doing a big batch canning, I can get it all done in one shot. And, you know, I have a lot of canners that I use. I've got one that I need a valve for, but it's a foreign part and it's going to cost me a lot of money to have it shipped here. So I haven't ordered the parts. So I started buying the Presto canners. I bought 2 used. I've got one that was gifted to me and I love them. They're real simple to use and easy to clean, and the upkeep is easy. And if I need a new gasket or a part, all I have to do is run down to my local feed store and they've got everything sitting there for me. So that's exciting. I'm going to be trying out some recipes for canning. Right now, we're very limited on our meats because we're not going to go to the store and buy meat that is filled with antibiotics and preservatives and who knows what they're shooting into the meats. I'm not going to eat it. You're going to see more, hopefully more bread making. I've got a ton of wheat berries in my pantry that I haven't used yet. I've got a noodle drying rack. I've got a noodle maker that I haven't used yet. I'm waiting for the perfect time to start using it because I've got to have a counter to attach these things to use them. But I'm planning on doing that. So y'all be on the lookout for those videos. That is going to be something that I will probably really enjoy because sourdough bread has a different molecular structure and doesn't spike the sugar as bad as white bread. And so I'm going to be playing around with recipes and hopefully coming up with some great sourdough recipes. And I have a friend who actually makes a living making sourdough. She does sourdough everything and she makes a living off of it. Unbelievable. Having a do-it-yourself attitude. You know, it's so easy to go to the store and just buy something. But when you make it yourself and you do it yourself, self-esteem builds. And you have saved a lot of money. So there's going to be more of the do-it-yourself on my channel. I'm going to be sharing tough topics like dealing with depression. I went through years of depression and, letting go of old hurts. I just posted recently about a dream that I had where I realized I hadn't forgiven somebody in my past, and I made sure that day that that person was forgiven. Hey, Bud Files, welcome in. And, letting go of those things really does make a difference in your outlook on life. Not feeling isolated because of all of you. I'm so excited that you're a part of this channel. I really am. I can't tell you how much that means to me. The having community really has made a difference in my life. Not only the community here, but the community within our church family really does make a difference. I mean, if we need something, all we got to do is pick up the phone and say, hey, we got this issue. Can you come help us? Or if somebody needs help, we can go help them. That kind of community is so vitally important, especially if you're a homesteader. Learning those skills and sharing my knowledge. Y'all, since I started my YouTube channel, I have learned so many things that I had just, put on the back burner because I had to deal with family. I had to deal with children, grandchildren, family moving in with us because they couldn't make it on their own. And we were always the caregiver. And so now I'm in the point of my life where I can learn new skills, things that I want to do. And I'm hoping to get back into doing my arts and crafts, with downsizing our home, so that I can share some of those skills with you as well. See, Sarah, this is why I love doing this. You're washing up your dishes while you listen. Thank you so much, my friend. Sharing knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge from my parents and my grandparents. And I love sharing those, especially on the podcast. My parents grew up through the Depression and World War II. They were born after World War I. And so they grew up through those really hard years here. And they grew up, and in their adult years, they had the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and who knows what other wars they witnessed. And so there's a lot of knowledge buried in my head that I want to get out and I want to be able to share. I have become anti-consumerism, honestly, because of YouTube. I have learned that I don't have to run to the grocery store to buy a pack of butter. I can make butter cheaper and still have milk. And I can have whipping cream if I want whipping cream instead of that, or I can make butter, or I can make cheese. And I save money. Sarah says, I recommend diamond painting. I haven't tried that yet, but I might. That's on my, maybe to-do list. I've got so many craft stuff in my craft room, though, y'all, that I still need to go through. And I've got 7 bags of yarn that I'm fixing to donate to the Amish community because I won't get to it in this lifetime. I'll be honest with you. I've got so much stuff. Thank you for coming in, Dee's Garden Adventures. I appreciate you being here. Yes, please go take care of the animals. Christy says, my dad was born in 1918. So many times I wish I could ask his advice. See, that's me. I didn't ask questions. My parents just usually told me things, but I should have asked questions about a lot of things. I have so many questions that I still wonder about. I ask a lot of folks that are near their age sometimes, how did they do this? One of my dearest friends is fixing to turn 80. And this woman still cans and does all kinds of things, manages a garden and a home. and is very, very active in our church. And I want to be like her. So mentors, get those mentors in place. Hey, Joan Parker, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here, my friend. I'm also learning from you. Y'all leave so many important tips and tricks in the comments that really do help me. And, I take to heart everything that y'all tell me because it helps me to grow as a person. Did you know that our flocks is actually my therapy? Yeah. Some days I can't find my words, but the chickens don't care. They're only interested in the scratch feed. Honestly. The health challenges and this channel, it's not just about doing a hobby. It's about doing life in real life. And if I'm struggling that day, I'm going to let you know I'm struggling that day. For the last 2 weeks, I've been in a lupus flare. It's that red butterfly that you get on your face, but it's so many other things. Lupus attacks every organ in your body. Your skin is your major organ. Did y'all know that? And it attacks every organ in your body. It's in your bloodstream. It's in your blood. So it goes to every organ in your body. And it's an awful disease. They're just now starting to find out things about it. It's kind of like, people that have fibromyalgia. You can't touch them because everything hurts. Well, lupus can be fatigue. It can be all kinds of things. And fatigue is one of the issues that I fight every day because I've also got diabetes. And it can be just a really bad day all around. And it can affect my diabetes on top of everything else because it is attacking all the major organs in my body. So it attacks the pancreas, it attacks the liver, it attacks your kidneys, your heart, your lungs, your eyes, your hair. I talk to people all the time about how thin my hair gets. And I've actually come up with a solution. I actually got new hair growth. When I went through Cavovo, I lost a lot of my hair. And I got really, really concerned because, I didn't want to be bald and I didn't want to be the wig woman wearing the wig because I didn't have any hair. And I thought, well, I'll just put on a turban or something on my head and I'll just go about my day if it happens. But by the grace of God, I still have hair on my head and I'm thankful for every hair that's there. And the Bible says that He knows every hair on our head. So I'm putting my trust in Him. We've already been on here an hour and I'm not done yet. We got a little bit more to go. And then I'll let y'all go for the day. My 5-year vision for the future. One goal is to overcome all the health issues using natural and organic solutions. Our body has an amazing ability to heal itself. And I've seen this with stroke patients. We had a friend that had strokes. And I've seen it with cancer patients and so many other things. Christy says, my sister has been diagnosed with stage 4 autoimmune liver disease and she fractured her back. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that. I'll be praying for that. So that's one of my main focuses is I'm going to be doing a lot of DIY home remedies. Y'all have seen my home apothecary that I use. I'm going to be sharing what works for me, what doesn't work. And that's part of the reality of being resourceful. Joan, you said, praying for you. We just never know. You got to go back to work. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Ruby with Rushing Wind Mountain. So glad that you're here. Back to the block support team, and they are my team. Team Susan. They keep me active in the morning. So I get up, I roll out of bed. I know I've got to get dressed. So I dressed to present. That's one of the things that YouTube has taught me is I need to be presentable when I get up. And, you know, housewives used to do this. And then we got away from it. We got lazy. We didn't put makeup on. We wore the sweatpants. And then I started dressing for success. And it really does change my mental attitude for the day. So I've got to get up. I've got to take care of the birds. They've got to be fed and get clean water. I've got to collect eggs. Some days I have to get out there and clean the coop and clean the nest boxes, or my husband does. There's always a chore with chickens. So I'm getting exercise and sunshine that is for self-healing. The sunshine, you need your vitamin D3. You get that through sunshine. And with all these autoimmune stuff going on, all my vitamins are out of whack. My blood counts can be out of whack. I mean, just any number of things. I went off the keto for a while, so I'm gaining a little bit of weight because my bun numbers were off, which affects your kidneys and liver. And I said, well, got to stop doing the high protein for a little while and see what we can do. So more exercise. Well, it's at least 2 hours a day because I do morning and night during the winter months. An hour in the morning, an hour at night out there doing whatever muck work I have. And I have to get up, get dressed, and get presentable because sometimes I'll have an egg customer come to the door. I've only got a couple of them that come to the house. We give most of our eggs to church members, our excess. We're not in it to sell and make money. We would never make money with them because we buy about 500 pounds of chicken feed per month or more. So you figure that out over 4 years. I was going to do the math and tell you how many pounds of chicken feed I bought or we've bought since we started, and I didn't do it. But 500, if you did that, 500 times 12. Let's do that real quick. That's 6,000 pounds of feed a year. Unbelievable. We spend a lot of money on feed. $13 a bag. You figure that out. And they're 50-pound bags. So it's a lot of money going into taking care of chickens. And you can't get $2, $3 a dozen for homestead chicken eggs. I mean, in our area. I don't know how anybody expects to get $4 a dozen for eggs, but, that's what happens. Thank you, Ruby, for being here until the end. I'm almost done. I'm not going to go too much further. My future is iffy at best. My plans are much further than my limitations. You'll see real life here on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, and I always present real life. I use a little bit of AI to help me with descriptions and titles, but that's as far as it goes because I'm having problems with the memory. This year's message is the resourceful homestead. Walter and I are working on a lot of goals. He actually mentioned another goal that I hadn't even put on our list this year to get our homestead whipped into shape because we're getting older. So the change in the scheduling will give us time behind the scenes to do the necessary changes inside our home and also outside our home. My husband and I will be tackling projects together and separately. And the bottom line is we want to be self-sufficient as much as possible in our golden years, which I'm already stepping into. We have no intention of going into nursing homes or adult care, but to be solely self-sustainable. And I've already talked to him. If something happens to me and I become an invalid, don't put me in a nursing home, because I watched my grandmother in a nursing home. I never want to step foot in one of those places. We have no real savings because we have always had to take care of other people in our family. For years and years and years, we struggled because we were taking care of so many people. So we have nothing to fall back on. So we need to work smarter over the next few years. We're going to have our 25th wedding anniversary coming up in March. And our birthdays are one day apart in April. And we're 10 years and 1 day apart. And I'm the senior. I'm reaching for my mid-60s soon enough, y'all. And I'm getting closer to it every year. And over the next 5 years, I hope that our home will be and property will be manageable for senior living. We will continue to take care of the flocks, and I will continue to preserve food as long as I possibly can that is healthy and nutritious. We also want to continue the organic gardening because it saves us money and it gives us exercise. And maybe on a larger scale or smaller scale, we don't know which one, we're going to continue the canning, I know. Over the next 5 years, I want to really slow down a bit because I'll be close to 70 by the time those 5 years are gone. I got a few questions that we had, and I thought I'd address those here. And then if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below in the chat. What do duck eggs taste like? Interesting question. I thought that was great. They are richer and creamier and a little bit more eggy tasting than chicken eggs. And they can be a little bit gamey tasting. My nose is starting to run, y'all. Thank you, Misha. Ruby, you've reached the same conclusion after I saw it happen to my mother-in-law. No way I'll ever step into a nursing home. Absolutely. I won't. I'd rather shoot myself than deal with the nursing home. I don't want to put myself in that position. So I'm trying everything in my power to maintain my mobility. It's so important. Why the fake accent? I thought that was a funny question. It was kind of a rhetorical, stupid question. Pardon my being honest. But there's nothing fake here. I speak with a Southern accent. If I'm around Yankees, I'm going to sound like a Yankee. I've got that ear for that. So I will change if I'm talking to somebody from up north or somebody from the deep south. And y'all, I can really put it on thick if I want to. But there's no fake here. This is just how I am and how I speak. Why do you skip salt in canning and in some recipes? We have blood pressure issues, for one. And some recipes really don't need salt added. You can use herbs or an herb blend to give you a flavor that is better than salt in some cases. And it's natural. So we try to stay away from that. And I don't buy the iodized salt. Y'all, a lot of these salts they're putting out on the shelf has other things in it that's not healthy for us. They are messing with everything. We have gone to organic salts that we know are good. I use Celtic salt. I use the pink Himalayan salt. I use canning salt. Canning salt is real salt with no additives. So those are the reasons that I don't use salt in a lot of recipes. And we salt our food before we eat a lot of times. Now, Sometimes I add it when I'm cooking, and sometimes I don't. It's just, what we do in our home. Can you mail me food? Nope. Can't do it. Costs too much. And it would probably be ruined by the time I got there. What breed of ducks do you have? We have Pekin ducks and we have Indian runner ducks. Most of our ducks are Indian runners. We have one pair of Pekins and the male is injured. How do you dehydrate basil? We wash it and we hang it. I've used several methods this past year. I'll probably continue to do that. Using little baskets or paper bags to put the herbs in. I do have a hanging dehydrator somewhere. Don't ask me where it's at. I know it's out on my back porch somewhere. My husband never hung it up for me, that I can rinse and use. And we were thinking about building a frame outside that we can dehydrate on. It just hasn't been done yet. Why do you use bay leaves in your flour? Well, the main purpose is to help keep bugs from hatching in your flour. You get mealy bugs. There's eggs a lot of times in flour that didn't get ground up, and they will hatch and you'll have mealy bugs. It's a natural way to repel pests and weevils and moths in your pantry. So you can put them out in your pantry as well. Bay leaves contain a volatile oil, or several of them, which deter common pantry pests. It's natural and chemical-free, cost-effective, and a traditional passed down through the generations, but there's no real proof or foolproof way to make sure that you don't get pantry bugs. It happens sometimes. I had some rice that I bought, and I put the bay leaves in there, and still had these little moths come out in the rice, but they were dead. But, they still came out and hatched. So I have to toss that, or I cook it and I feed it to my birds, one or the other. The best way is to use airtight containers, but to freeze the flour before storing. That kills off any insect eggs or anything like that. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, my mom also put bay leaves in the flour. So I'm going to go over some Bible verses. And if you have, nobody dropped any questions, so we're going to assume that you don't have any questions for me. And then we're going to close out. So if you have prayer requests, now's the time to drop them while I'm reading these Bible verses to you. And the first one is 1 Samuel 7, verses 1 and 2. I'm reading out of the King James Version. I'm sorry, it's 1 Samuel 7:12. I don't know why I said 1 and 2. Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shin, and called the name of it Ebenezer, saying, Hitherto hath the Lord helped us. So Ebenezer is the rock of help. There's a song that says, be my Ebenezer, be my rock of help. Is what that means. And in that gospel music song. I always wondered what it meant. I found it today, and I was so excited to share that with you. So call on your Ebenezer, the rock of help. And who is our rock of help? But none other than Jesus. I love that verse. Our next verse comes out of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9. And I'm actually going to read 9 and 10 because I thought it went together. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will glory in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in the infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distress for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. And my favorite verse is Philippians 4:13, which goes along with this. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. So the strength is not in me, but it is through God, and I thank God for that. Matthew 6:26. Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap. They gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? So it's by God's grace that our flocks are fed, and so are we. And that verse really does hit home on the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, because we raise over 100 chickens, 7 turkeys, and about 30 ducks. My last verses for today. Your favorite verse is 1 Peter 5:8. Thank you for sharing that. I will look that up after the live. Matthew 7, verses 7 and 8. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and him that knocketh it shall be opened. God answering our prayers. And it's in Scripture. Persistence is seeking, knocking, and opening, and allowing God to answer. I wanted to share those with you today. I hope you found some hope in that. They are blessings to me. I always like to close out in a prayer. We had one prayer for a family member of Christy's, and I think it was her sister. So, y'all, thank you so much. 4 years of YouTube, and I'm still here. I'm still striving to hit that 3K. And I couldn't do it without all of you. I really couldn't. And I'm so blessed, vitally and blessed by so many friends on YouTube. So thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the friends that have come through the door to fellowship with me today and celebrate 4 years of YouTube videos, Father. I pray that my videos reach people that need the information, but not only that, they prick their hearts to find out who Jesus is. Let me be the light in the darkness, Father, as we continue into the new year, and be with each and every one of my friends as they depart today to do the things that they have on their agendas. Let each one of us, Father, do your will daily. I ask all of this in the mighty name of Jesus. Be blessed and a blessing, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of this. I'm super excited for 2026. I can't tell you that enough, really. And I'm really excited about the Resourceful Homestead theme this year. I hope that you are liking those videos and that you are finding something that helps you make your life just a little bit easier. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, everybody.